To cultivate life in the Arctic, we must first break the frozen barrier of the north. Beneath the surface snow lies the true challenge, the unyielding permafrost. Heavy machinery strains to displace tons of compacted ice. The frozen terrain fights back against every inch of progress. Clearing the foundation site requires removing centuries of accumulation. Precision grading prepares the icy canvas for construction. Specialized geological drills are needed to pierce the bedrock ice. High torque rotation pulverizes the ice to create deep anchor points. A perfect void is left behind, ready to receive the structural piles. Thermal-resistant steel piles are lowered to anchor the structure against Arctic winds. Hydraulic hammers drive the foundations to their final refusal depth. Quick-setting cryogenic concrete locks the pile into the frozen earth. Precision is paramount. Laser measurements ensure perfect vertical alignment. Heavy-duty anchor bolts secure the base plate to the foundation. The skeleton of the greenhouse begins to take shape as steel arches are lowered. Workers guide the massive ribs into their precise mounting points. Electric impact drivers lock the frame together with immense torque. Horizontal bracing connects the arches, creating a rigid, unified skeleton. Critical joints are welded permanently to withstand extreme weather. Molten steel bonds the structure, sparks dying instantly on the frozen snow. Quality control confirms the rigidity of the steel skeleton. Advanced ETFE film is unrolled, a lightweight but incredibly durable skin. The membrane is pulled taut over the frame to shed snow and resist wind. Aluminum locking profiles secure the film edges permanently. Industrial fasteners ensure the cladding never shifts. Air is pumped between the film layers to create a thermal insulating cushion. The result is a taut, pillowed surface that traps heat efficiently. Double-layered insulated doors seal the entrance against the cold. Cold-resistant silicone fills every microscopic gap. The semicircular fortress stands complete against the snow. Inside, the circulatory system of the farm arrives. Miles of heating pipes. A layer of geotextile fabric separates the heating system from the frozen ground. The heating pipes are laid out in precise loops to distribute warmth evenly. Each loop is tied down to the mesh grid to prevent movement. The loops connect to the central hot water manifold. The system is pressurized to check for integrity. Steady pressure confirms a leak-free installation. Coarse sand covers the pipes to conduct and retain the heat. The sand layer is leveled to provide a flat base for the planting soil. Since Arctic soil is barren, we import nutrient-rich organic earth. The bags are sliced open to reveal the black gold inside. Rich, dark soil spills out, a stark contrast to the sterile Arctic environment. Vermicompost is mixed in to boost the nutrient content. Limestone powder is dusted over the beds to balance the pH levels. Hands-on care ensures the soil texture is perfect for delicate roots. The soil is raked into tall, trapezoidal beds to maximize drainage and warmth. Before planting, we confirm the underground heating is working. 15 degrees Celsius, the perfect temperature to wake the seeds. Overhead, a grid of full-spectrum LEDs is installed to replace the weak Arctic sun. With the flip of a switch, the interior is bathed in artificial sunlight. The specific violet-pink spectrum is optimized for potato photosynthesis. We select only the healthiest seed potatoes with visible eyes. Preparation requires a clean surface and a sterile blade. The tuber is sliced, ensuring each piece retains a viable growing eye. Wood ash is applied to the cut surface to cauterize and disinfect. The pieces are laid out to cure and callus over. A gentle mist encourages the dormant eyes to wake up. Life begins as a tiny pale white sprout pushes out. The awakened seeds are carried to their warm, earthen beds. A small trowel opens a pocket in the loose, warm soil. The seed is nestled into the earth. Correct orientation is key. The fragile sprout must face upward towards the light. Fine soil is pulled over to blanket the potential life. A gentle pat removes air pockets without crushing the sprout. The process is repeated, creating a precise grid of future harvest. Water conservation is critical here. Drip lines deliver moisture exactly where needed. Stakes secure the line directly beside the seed zones. The automated system begins the first hydration cycle. Life-giving water drips slowly, drop by drop. The dry earth darkens as it drinks the moisture. Days later, the first sign of success. The earth shifts. The first green shoot breaks the darkness, entering the purple-lit world. Leaves unfurl to capture the artificial energy. In weeks, the canopy rises to 15 centimeters. As they grow, we hill up the soil to protect developing tubers. Covering the lower stem encourages more roots and tubers to form. Constant vigilance protects against disease. Old yellowing leaves are removed to redirect energy and improve airflow. Air circulation is vital in the humid greenhouse environment. Warm air dances through the foliage, strengthening the stems. Humidity is strictly controlled to mimic a temperate spring. Tiny droplets cling to the leaves, a sign of perfect hydration. Small white and purple flowers announce the plant's maturity. But we are not here for flowers. We remove them to send all energy down to the tubers. Underground, the root network responds, expanding aggressively in the dark warmth. Underground, the plant signals a critical phase shift. The tips of the underground stems, or stolons, cease their elongation. Cells divide and expand rapidly. The young tubers begin to hoard starch, swelling visibly with each passing day. As they mature, the delicate skin transforms. The translucent white gives way to a sturdy, pale yellow protective layer. Above ground, the cycle signals its end. The lush green canopy begins to yellow as the plant redirects all remaining energy downward. The leaves wither and droop. This collapse is not death, but the vital signal that the harvest is ready beneath the soil. To toughen the skins, we sever the connection. The dry haulms are cut away, stopping all growth. The surface is cleared. Every scrap of plant matter is removed to prevent disease and prepare the bed for excavation. We let the earth breathe. A few days of rest allows the soil to dry slightly, making the harvest cleaner and easier. Harvest begins with precision. A garden fork is driven deep, carefully positioned to avoid piercing the hidden crop. Gentle leverage breaks the seal. The soil cracks open, loosening its grip on the tubers below. The moment of truth. The fork lifts, bringing up a heavy cluster of potatoes clinging to the root system. Gold from black earth. The potatoes emerge, vibrant and abundant against the dark Arctic soil. Harvesting by hand ensures gentleness. Each tuber is carefully detached from its lifeline. A quick brush removes the bulk of the earth. We leave the washing for the facility to maintain freshness. Gathered into breathable crates, the crop begins its journey from the growing bed. Row by row, the bed is worked. The rhythm of harvest continues along the length of the greenhouse. Perfection in form. A prime specimen is selected, representing the quality of the Arctic yield. Flawless and smooth. The skin is taut, free of disease, a testament to the sterile isolation of the polar environment. Harvested tubers are consolidated into pine crates, ready for transport to the processing line. From the warmth of the grow room to the cool efficiency of the processing facility, the journey continues on the line. Potatoes are poured onto the roller conveyor, spreading out for inspection. Soft bristles rotate rapidly, gently scrubbing away any remaining field dust without damaging the skin. High-pressure air completes the cleaning. Compressed jets blast away microscopic particles from the eyes and crevices. Uniformity is key. The potatoes enter the automated grading system to be sorted by precise dimensions. Optical sorting technology takes over. Lasers map the topography of every single tuber in milliseconds. Decisions are made instantly. Robotic paddles flick smaller tubers into secondary lanes. The premium grade tubers, large and uniform, roll onward to the packing station. Human eyes provide the final quality assurance. Experienced workers scan for cosmetic defects the machines might miss. Any tuber with a scratch or bruise is swiftly removed. Only the flawless make the cut. Precision dosing. The system accumulates potatoes until the exact weight of 5 kilograms is reached. Gravity does the rest. The weighed batch plunges into the red mesh sack, allowing the produce to breathe. Secure and sealed. A metal clip is crimped around the gathered neck of the bag. Traceability is guaranteed. A label bearing the origin and date is affixed, certifying the Arctic provenance. Ready for storage. The bags are stacked systematically onto wooden pallets, creating stable unit loads. Heavy lifting. The forklift transports the pallet to long-term storage. The vault. Thick insulated doors seal the crop in a state of suspended animation. Inside, the temperature is controlled to a fraction of a degree. Cold vapor preserves the texture and flavor. From storage to the kitchen, we select one tuber to demonstrate the culinary potential. A final rinse ensures purity. The water cascades over the skin, highlighting its smooth texture. The skin is thin and yields easily. Long ribbons of peel fall away. Beneath the skin, the flesh is a vibrant, creamy yellow, dense and rich in starch. Uniform slices for even cooking. The knife moves with rhythm. The sound of freshness. The crisp texture speaks to the water content and density. Heat meets starch. The raw slices are introduced to the hot oil. Violent, yet controlled. The moisture evaporates, creating a barrier of bubbles. The Maillard reaction. The sugars caramelize, turning the pale slice into a golden delight. Removed from the heat, the excess oil is drained away, leaving only the crunch. A simple seasoning. Fine salt crystals cling to the hot oil on the surface. Heat radiates from the core. The aroma of freshly cooked potato fills the air. Tactile anticipation. The surface is dry, crisp, and warm to the touch. The result of months of Arctic engineering, a shatteringly crisp texture and pure flavor. Meanwhile, the source of this life continues its vigil, a beacon of light in the polar night. Above, the magnetosphere dances. The aurora borealis paints the sky, a silent witness to our endeavor. The environment is hostile. Winds howl and snow lashes against the protective skin of the facility. Yet inside, a sanctuary remains. Life thrives in defiance of the freezing death just inches away. We pull back to understand the scale of isolation. A single spark of warmth in a frozen continent. Beyond the land, the frozen ocean sleeps. Icebergs drift in the polar currents. The moonlight glimmers on the fracturing ice sheet, a beauty as dangerous as it is breathtaking. The masters of this domain roam silently. A polar bear patrols the perimeter of the human encroachment, leaving ephemeral evidence in the shifting snow. The weather turns again. The snow falls heavier, blanketing the world in silence. It piles upon the dome, threatening to block the light. But the technology reacts. Heated glass melts the accumulation instantly, keeping the vision clear. The meltwater is recaptured, recycled, and returned to the system. Nothing is wasted. A cycle of resilience. From the earth to the table, against all odds. This is the frontier of survival. Kinh Bac Studio. Extreme agriculture technology.